Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, and welcome to the World of Paws series.
The anime Ouran High School Host Club is considered one of the greatest anime ever made,
Yes.
with many fans still crazy about it many years later after the end of its run.
Ouran had 18 volumes for the complete manga, but at the time the anime was made, the show only covered a few volumes. Many people have been asking to this day, where is Ouran season 2? Why?
And here's the thing, and this has been going on for over a decade now, of asking, why haven't you continued it? Now, at the time, you understand, the series wasn't finished. The manga series wasn't finished, because like with Full Metal Alchemist, they just decided to do a whole nother series and cover the rest of the story. But for here, we kind of thought one would have the same thing. Like, one series did part of it, and then it made up its own ending, which wasn't the same as the manga, but they may have thrown ending because it was only covering so much. And then they would do another series or another season covering the rest of it. But as it turns out, they never made a season 2. The closest thing they had is that they announced in 2017 on Funimation that they were supposed to be doing a season 2. People were really excited, but then 2017 passed and there still is nothing. So no one knows what happened and why there isn't a season 2 for the show. And these people have been asking this long for it.
Now, the anime series, 26 episodes, originally aired in 2006. 2006, and this is 2020 as of this recording. 14 years later, people are still wanting a season 2.
Right.
And Ouran is popular with everyone. People who may not be familiar with it, it's not a girl's anime. It's everyone's anime. You have guys that dress up as the characters, and they go to the conventions and the cons, and they cosplay, and of course the girls love it too.
Right.
So it's almost like My Little Pony, where you've got your bronies and your
Pegasisters
and
stuff.
So I don't know. We need to make up terms for the girls and the boys of Ouran High School Host Club love.
Right.
But this manga, if you've never seen it, it is exceptional. And this is the only anime I've ever watched where I've laughed. Every single episode has been hilarious and funny and made you full of joy. And they've had some episodes that gave backstory. You've had some moments that, had a little serious note, but nothing that was sad and depressing. And I think that's what makes Ouran stand out. There's no way that you can't be uplifted and happy watching any episode of this series. And the characters reinforce that, and the girls that come to the club reinforce that, and the kooky, crazy characters that make appearances reinforce that.
Right.
And Lady Snake.
Yes. Oh yeah, we definitely gotta explain her in a second. But as you said, it's really popular because they ended up having like a whole drama CD for like events you didn't see in the anime or manga. They've had a soundtrack for the music that plays during the show and the bands that play the theme song and end credits and stuff. They've had visual novels, and they've had a live action series. Yes, that covered other chapters that the anime didn't cover, and then finally a live action film which covers this sort of festival / competition arc.
There was also a series spinoff named Ouran High School Host Club Haruhi no Happy Birthday Dasasuke.
Wow, that already tells you a lot there.
So, we have to say, at the time we originally did our Ouran podcast, we'd only watched the anime. But now we've read the entire 18 volumes of it, and it just made us love it more. We didn't think we could love it more, but it made us love it more. And the manga is also just exceptional in that you're engaged. Every page engages you. Every volume. In America, there's each volume is two books.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 9 books, but 18 volumes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. And within that manga, the writer has, fake questions and answers, and she tells more about herself, and she answers questions that people sent in. And then they have little cartoons, like for a while they were dressing up the guys as maids, and they did gender swapping. They had a gender swap chapter, and it's just...
And they did Power Rangers.
Yes, and you thought it could never get crazy. You thought they couldn't do anything you didn't expect, but they did. And you know, sometimes there were things you could figure out, but for the most part, you could not figure out what was going on in this manga series. And that makes it exceptional. And if they could put more and more of this into anime, woo boy.
And there's also another fun part about it is that the characters, not just one character like Deadpool, all the characters know, the main cast is aware they're in an anime or they're in a manga. And one of the funniest parts is when they break the fourth wall, and it's not like, oh yeah, we know they're in a show, we're in a show. It's like they really want to take advantage of the fact that they know they're in a show. Like there's one point in the manga where they have the questions, as you said, and they sort of had to play this game where the people had to guess who Harry would end up with by the end of the series. And then there was this thing where Tamaki was always jealous. Every time it was one of the other guys, he would get upset. And then he told off the author of the book that, why would you do that? You can't do this to my daughter. And then the author said, but I created her. It's like, don't get into a fight with the creator. Come on.
So it's fun whether you're watching it visually or reading it. It's just absolutely brilliant. And the artwork is really great too. It's definitely stylized. And we've seen a lot of other anime writers that have, lifted the style for their covers as well. But it really was a standout when it originally came out. So,
and that's definitely I mentioned for the anime, like we said, it's only 26 episodes. They only cover about maybe 8 volumes of the story, and they change some events because there are things that'll show up in later chapters or books that won't be in the anime, so they condensed it all the way down from the beginning to this Ouran festival that they have, and that's where they stop the story for the anime. And then, as Mom said, there was a new character added that wasn't in the manga to give a closure. They sort of had this kind of sort of rival, and it was this heiress named Lady Eclair. And I guess it was supposed to be the joke that she wasn't anything like her name. But Mama Entertainment has basically just dubbed her Lady Snake because she was very, very sneaky and very unlikable, which I guess she achieved what the character was supposed to be.
And the way they drew her eyes, and it was like, Lady Snake.
Yeah, ooh, that's Snake. And it was hilarious because for me, one of my favorite episodes besides the entire series is the last 2 because it has all the drama and it's still hilarious. There's still action. There's still all the stuff you love about Ouran, but there's this hint of drama in there that's hilarious. It's like, ooh, did she really do that? Ooh.
And what's so great about this series also, whether it's the anime or the manga, is that it has inspired others like Maid-sama, and there's just other writers who were inspired by the brilliance of the story and the characters. So of course you gotta give a shout out because it would be wonderful if all the voice actors returned. Vickman Jonah, J. Michael Tatum, Lucy Christian,
Caitlin Glass, Travis Willingham, and everyone else.
It would be absolutely awesome if they
Todd Habercorn does.
Yes, how dare you. It would be wonderful if they don't forget Greg Ayers. Yes. So the entire cast returned to do season 2. It would not work any other way. There could be no substitutions. There cannot be a new voice cast. It has to be the entire original cast. We will not accept any substitutions.
Correct.
They are perfection as a group, as we've known by their many appearances on other anime series. So they work wonderfully together. That's the only way we'll accept season 2.
And you can't change the personalities and stuff outside of character development. You see them get better or become even more hilarious characters as it goes on. Because I know sometimes there's a habit of doing that, or they'll start adding in their own story. Like the 2003 Full Metal Alchemist, after they hit that part, they write their own story from then on. Well, here they should just continue on from there. Because I know some people are looking forward to seeing the rest of the stuff that happens with the other half of the manga and the end of the series. And like I said, the characters are just so lovable because you can't change Tamaki at all.
No.
I think you can't change any of the characters.
And you can't change the voice actors. You can't.
Yeah, because Vic was perfect as Tamaki. You can't imagine anyone else being that crazy.
We can't. And we know that the target audience are, female shippers, otaku shippers.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to be an otaku shipper to love the show. You don't. You just love it. I mean, what is the brilliance in having a target audience and everyone else, including that target audience, loves the show? And that's what's happened. That's exactly what's happening.
And for here, and they also have, like we said, we mentioned they have a live action adaptation. Now, granted, we have not seen neither the live action series nor the movie. But from what we've seen with the trailers, they really did adapt the kookiness of it. They had all these crazy effects as if it were animated. They still broke the fourth wall. They still were trying to keep the essence of it, even though you didn't have the amazing look of anime.
You couldn't look at the character and know who was whom because they totally changed the hair colors,
that was it.
The heights, and everything about them. So you're like, who is this? That's Tamaki. No, it's not.
Ooh.
Who is that? That's Honey no Suka. No, it isn't. Honey, short. Why is that guy 6 feet tall?
Right. And that was the one thing that didn't make us so excited to watch the live action series. Now, it could be better than as perceived, but when we looked at the things, there were so many issues. Like you said, most of the actors did not look like the characters. The twins didn't look alike as much.
And even the outfits were changed.
Right, the outfits were changed. And they said Honey we know that in the show he's 17, he's the oldest, but the joke was he aged every 4 years, so he looked like he was in middle school or something.
He didn't look that old.
So
he looked like he was a little cute kid. He's like,
right.
Oh, who wants candy?
Right.
Takashi.
And they say he's 17. What? No, seriously, he's 17. He's like a senior. and
he's the oldest of all the students.
Right.
There.
But when they have it in the live action, it's actually a 17-year-old. But would have been better.
6 feet tall.
Right. So actually, what would have been better if they had gotten a kid and then just said that was him 17.
Right.
Then that would have worked. So that's why we're a little put off by watching any live action stuff. It could be fun, whether in a good way. Right. Whether in a good way, as in it's actually fun and engaging, or in a way where it's so bad it's hilarious. But either way, we're going to give it a chance.
Yes, we are. So, if you actually watch Ouran High School Host Club, that's the tongue twister.
Mm-hmm.
First thing is, let us know who your favorite character is. You can always let us know who your favorite or favorite characters are. If you listen to our other podcast, you know that Tamaki is my favorite, and Kyoya is my second favorite.
Right. And definitely want to... wait, hold on. One more thing before we... My favorite... Okay, I was getting to that. But I was going to say something else first. But since you asked, I'll say yes, Tamaki is my absolute favorite. How can you not love Tamaki?
Yes.
And another thing I want to mention before I get to would be... I already mentioned about the characters and you can't change them or change the whole thing if they did another series and covered actually from beginning to end.
Now we know they do go from high school to college, so that's the only thing that could change,
right?
Because that's the way it progresses in the books,
right? You imagine that having that in college.
Everyone was going to go to college there,
right? And then with Tamaki, it's hard to either A, put this in live action, or B, change the character, because we've kind of thought about how the character is and the backstory. Him being changed at all would probably totally mess up the endearment of him, because him just being... There's always this thing in the show where these people that didn't know him have his known reputation. They seem to think he was this evil guy, or he was sinister or sneaky. He thought he was better than everyone else. Then he was just like a jerk. And then you get to him, he's just a lovable goofball who's in these drama poses. And he said the blessing and curse of being God's perfect child. And you're looking at what in God's name are you talking about?
And on one hand, he's confident, and then he gets to Haruhi and he falls apart. Suddenly that confidence and everything just goes and he's in a fetal position. Anytime someone says something that is
an insult or something.
Yes, or is not complimentary to him, or he thinks they don't want him around, or he thinks they're making fun of him. He's always in the fetal position, so it's like a dichotomy with his character,
Right.
and it's voiced so well by Bay.
Right. So, yeah, definitely let us know what you think of the show, and do you want a season 2, or do you think it's okay?
Well, we know you do.
What?
It's all over Twitter.
Right.
We know you want a season 2. Let us know why. Let us know if you've read the manga series as well. Let us know how many times you've actually watched the anime.
Right.
Whether it's been on Netflix or if you've purchased the DVD
Right.
series.
Or if you even watched it live as it was airing at one point.
Absolutely.
Oh, and be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future videos and other World of Paws videos.
So the only way we can end this is that we'll never, ever, ever stop waiting for our High School Host Club season 2. Never, 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 ever, ever, ever. I will never get tired of watching this anime. I can watch it over and over 1 billion times. It will never get old. It will never not be funny. I can see myself being 80 and still going, but I can't imagine never getting a season
Right.
2.
And who knows? I mean, we got a revival for Samurai Jack and Hey Arnold and Invader Zim and a
And
lot
Bleach.
of these in Bleach. A lot of these shows in Tiger and Bunny. A lot of these shows are finally getting either revivals.
Regular high school, they're regular.
Yeah, they're regular.
In Magic High School.
Yeah, and who knows, with all these shows coming back to either finish their stories or continue the stories, there is still a chance for Ouran to come back. We just need to make sure that Vic and the rest of the cast comes back. We know about the controversy.
Same original
Yeah,
cast.
yeah.
Same
That's
original
all.
cast. Same
Yeah.
original cast. That's
Yeah.
all we're gonna say. You cannot get anyone else. The entire cast must return. That's it.
Right. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Mask Entertainments.
I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace. And
Welcome to the Host Club.